Welcome to Still Moments Studio. My name's Paula. Today I'm going to take you through a time-lapse video of this painting from a blank piece of paper to a completed painting as you see in front of me. And I'm going to leave most of my comments to the end. The only thing I will say at the beginning here is I've left in as much of the painting process as possible. It is a little bit long, so if you need to double the speed in order to get through just to see the time lapse of it, or if you need to slow it down, and that's why I left in a lot of the process. If you're interested in really kind of understanding how the layering process works, you can slow this video down and you can see that. I made a video that I'll include at the end of how to do freehand sketching using cross-referencing, and that's what I use at the beginning. I will also leave a link to a video that I created on how to layer in a very simple way, and when you bring that same process to a more complex picture like this, it makes it very simple, it makes it very understandable. And the rest of my comments will be at the end of this video if you're interested in sticking around and joining me. So let's go ahead and get started. So just a few final notes. For faces, typically I will use cadmium yellow with alizarin red. It creates just a beautiful peach soft tone. And then my shadows are a little bit into the purple or even into the green. If your face is very red and kind of tan, typically the best shadow for that is a little bit into the greens, and it creates very, very rich, vibrant shadows. You don't want just gray, brown shadows. You want some colors to really get in there and create the depth that you're looking for. On the water itself, my first layer of cobalt blue was to locate all the drops and swooshes and all those little marks in there. And then there was 3 other layers of cobalt blue. So then deeper, like my middle tones, and then even deeper to a secondary middle tone, and then those deep depths as the final depth in throughout there. At the back right here, I intentionally left this very softened and almost a feeling almost of being overworked without overworking it. So I washed it with some water to really soften the edges back through here. Toward the front, because there's more light effect in the front, you want to keep very crisp lines so that you have those different, very clear, sharp values between the light where it's hitting the water and where you have the depth of the water itself. Typically, I do not use black until the very end of my painting where I'm trying to push those final deep values of my painting. So once I had this black of the handle right there, I needed to also then echo that in other areas of my painting. So the obvious one were his shoes. So I had some deep black values in his shoes, the end of the golf stick as well. I added a little bit more of black in the pocket, just a very soft touch there, and there on the pants, and then a little bit up in the face as well. And then there's a little bit of very faint wash of black with ultramarine blue in the bush back behind him, or the tree. So it just sets off his face just a little bit more. Overall, this little boy is in a shadow, but I didn't want to go as dark as the photograph is. As you can see, he's quite dark and shadowy. So I needed to kind of balance that with him being the highlight of this painting. So I've gone ahead and updated my website, then I'll leave the link down below with the paint colors that I use, all the shades. I've really made sure that these are the paints, this is the brand that I use. So if you're interested in knowing that, you can check out my website. The brand of paintbrush that I used throughout this was Scepter Gold 2 Winsor Newton, and again, those are also on my website. This is the first time I've used these in the larger sizes. Typically, I use this brand of Winsor Newton to sign my paintings, and this is a synthetic and natural bristled brush. Typically, I use synthetic sable brushes. So this was an interesting new variety of brush to use. And I found them to be very well made. They do, because of the natural hairs in there, occasionally you will have some little frazzled hairs that get out of line, but when you dampen them, they get right back together. They're a very nice unified shape. So those were nice to use. The other thing that I used for the first time in this painting was this brush right here. This is a dagger brush, and again, this is also a synthetic and natural haired brush. And I'll leave a link to that below. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video with me. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.